What's up guys, Bajheera here. Now I know I've been posting a lot of these sort of 6.0.2 warrior informational videos, and I hope that you're finding these helpful and not annoying, but I do have another thing to address that I've been getting a lot of questions about, and that is about my gemming setup. Now, there are definitely some things that are going to be changing from what you have most likely set your character up for 5.4.8, and what you maybe would consider setting it up for in 6.0.2. So, one of the main things is, at least to my knowledge, there's no longer PvP power and PvP resilience, but your gems will still give you those stats if you have those and if you are using socket bonuses. So, one of the main things you're going to do is, even if you don't use the setup that I'm using, is you probably want to get rid of things that give you PvP power and PvP resilience, because you're essentially wasting stats at that point. Now, this setup is for level 90. What I'm doing right now, this idea can be applied to level 100, but with the onset of versatility, you may want to change certain things up, and, you know, for what I understand, things could change at level 100. It would just make sense, right? But what I'm doing right now is not super surprising, and it's pretty straightforward. So we're going to go ahead and walk through it now. Basically, the idea is I'm getting mostly mastery. The only thing that I'm doing differently, besides just literally gemming every single slot with mastery, is I am using 2 blue gems to preserve the socket bonus that gives me 4 strength. Now, I've heard from one of my buddies that 20 mastery equals 8 strength, so you're not necessarily getting the most mastery. You know, like the 4 strength doesn't necessarily equal, you know, a mastery gem. So, but I like to use socket bonus. So I think it's cool. Plus, it makes my numbers even out nicely to 30% crit and about 92% mastery. Now, I'm talking about the gems here, so I might as well go through it. So I'm still using the crit and increased critical effect meta gem. Now, if you were using the PvP power and resilience one, you got to switch that out, because I think you're not really getting anything out of that. And I am gemming mastery here. Once again, the PvP power socket bonus doesn't really mean anything, because PvP power is not a stat. So you don't really have to worry about preserving that socket bonus. Maybe if you once did. I like to use socket bonuses, so some people don't. But I'm just casting that aside and going for the 20% mastery. In here, 20%, I mean, not 20% mastery, 20 mastery. Once again, 20 mastery, 20 mastery. Anywhere there's PvP power socket bonuses, you're just chucking mastery in there. That's the idea here. Once again, getting 20 mastery right there. Once again, getting 20 mastery right there. And as you can see, you know, you no longer get your blacksmithing bonuses, and I'm a jewel crafter, but you no longer get those jewel crafting bonuses. So just one thing to note. If you're like, oh wait, where's my other gem slot? You don't have it anymore, sorry. Professions no longer give you combat effectiveness. Anyway, now here I'm using 20 crit right here, because I do want to preserve that 4 strength socket bonus. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Same thing with the belt. I want to preserve that 4 strength socket bonus. So I'm using a 20 crit. Ooh, interesting. I gotta switch that out. I'm actually gonna have a little bit more mastery. I'm glad that we found that on this video. So, bam! Almost didn't switch my my belt out. There we go. That looks much better. There we go. That's even more mastery than I thought. Oh, but it messed up my crit by just a little bit. Worth it. It'll be fine. 48 rounds up to 50. 50 rounds up to 30. Right? Yeah, you're good. You're good. Either way, we got the 20 crit, 20 mastery there. Same thing here. We got PvP power, so we're just going to throw in 2 mastery gems. And you can put a mastery gem in there anyway, and you get that sweet, sweet +4 useless PvP power bonus. So that's good. But anyways, other than that, that's my setup right now. One of the things that's worth noting is in my 6.02 Bloodlord spec, you can check out that video if you want to. I was talking about this spec right here. I was wondering if haste was worth something. Oh yeah, just an addendum. For that build, one of the things you might want to try out is Glyph of Sweeping Strikes or Glyph of Unending Range. They're kind of strange glyphs, but until we have access to Glyph of Rallying Cry, it's something you might want to try out, just to have that sort of rage factor built into your spec. But anyway, I was curious if haste was valuable to this spec. Turns out that even if you equip all 4 pieces of haste gear, I don't have the 5th one yet, but I'm not really thinking that it would make that much of a big deal. But if you equip all 4 pieces of haste gear, it does not make your rend even give you an extra tick. So the 4 pieces of haste gear put you at, what, 18% haste? 18.5. So maybe if you got 1 more piece of gear, it would bump you up to 20, and maybe that would be a break point where you got more rend ticks. But it does not put it up there yet. So, it's not worth using haste. So what it looks like to me, at least level 90, is the priority is Mastery, Crit, Haste. Now, you still want to have Strength enchanted on things like your Bracer. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure I still want stats on my chest. I'm not sure. There might be other places where I can get Mastery, and it might even be worth it, especially if I get it on my chest or something like that. But from what I understand, really the only place I can get Mastery is on my Bracer, and even then, it's not worth losing 18th Strength. So, this is a pretty good setup for your gems and enchants right now. Your enchants, really, if you enchanted properly before, everything should be the same. But you do need to change your gems out, and I recommend going pretty much full Mastery. If you want to preserve your socket bonuses, then go ahead and throw some Critical Strike in your gloves and your belt. And just to complete the video, these gems that I'm equipping are called Fractured Sun's Radiance, are the yellow gems. And the blue gems are called Rigid River's Heart. And if you guys want to have your gems set up like I have it, there you have it. Yo guys, one quick thing to note about this mastery stacking is that not only can you do that through your gems, but there are pieces of gear that you might not have because they weren't ideal before, but you might want to get them now. And those things are the cloak that gives you mastery and the bracers that give you mastery. Once you get those up there, you are going to lose a little bit more crit, but the mastery gains will be well worth it. Now, keep in mind, this spec will work, I would say in theory, pretty much the best with sudden death, just because your mastery does also buff execute damage, but I think it'll still work for the Taste for Blood Bloodlord spec. Just wanted to make sure that you guys had that heads up about these two pieces of gear. So just, you know, use your common sense. You're optimizing for mastery here, so if you want to go for absolutely as much mastery as you can, you want to go ahead and pick up these pieces of gear, and feel free to throw in the full mastery on your blue piece, on your blue sockets as well, unless you want to preserve the socket bonuses. But anyway, just wanted to add that in there because that does put me at a nice 100% mastery on its own. This is pretty sick. So you're gonna be hitting pretty hard, and if you want even more mastery, play with a class that gives you mastery, and you'll be up in the 115, 120 range, which is pretty sick. But just wanted to make this quick video for you guys so that you knew what was going on with my gems setup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and definitely stay tuned for more 6.0.2 Warrior and otherwise information. I do have a Death Knight and a Shaman and a Rep Paladin that I'll be going over here pretty soon, but I'm really having a blast playing my Warrior, and it's a lot of fun sharing this information with you guys. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace!